2005's Uglies book rose to fame in YA circles and secured a movie deal that began production the next year. Despite lengthy delays, Netflix has finally announced a release date. Uglies is a sci-fi movie based on Scott Westerfeld's novel of the same name. It follows a dark story about Tally Youngblood, whose society enforces plastic surgery on its residents at the age of 16. Tally is on the verge of her 16th birthday when she sets out to find her friend who has run away. As far as bleak-featured dystopian movies go, it's a creative premise. When Uglies was first published in the early 2000s, it came along with an onslaught of young adult dystopian books. It was right on the heels of Harry Potter and came just before Suzanne Collins' Hunger Games series. So, it was no surprise that Uglies earned a movie deal right off the bat. Countless YA dystopian movies were made in the 2000s and 2010s. That being said, none of them have taken as long to make as Uglies has. In fact, the young adult dystopian craze is essentially over, calling Netflix's decision to make the movie into question. Netflix's Uglies was filmed back in 2021. Netflix announced the Uglies release date as September 13, 2024. Joey King in bed as Tally Youngblood in Uglies. After years of waiting since Uglies was shot in 2021, the adaptation is finally here. Although it's a huge relief that the movie was finally completed, it's still unusual that ongoing updates during production were so scarce. Speaking with CinemaBlend in 2022, Uglies lead actor Joey King confirmed shooting for the adaptation was complete, stating during the interview that she just finished filming. Other members of the Uglies cast include Keith Powers, Brianna Tju, Chase Stokes, and Laverne Cox. The long stretch of radio silence before this confirmation from King had portions of the fan base very worried that the movie had perhaps been shelved. Thankfully, that isn't the case, and with an official Netflix release date, that much is certain. Its release date is 18 years after Uglies snagged the initial movie deal. By King's timeline, that means it still took around 16 years to complete. The Uglies movie adaptation has been in development since 2006. Various creative figures came and went during Uglies production. As it turns out, the crux of Uglies' problem was that it entered development hell almost as soon as the live-action adaptation was greenlit. Development hell is when a project remains in the early stages of development for countless years due to legal, artistic, or technical problems. While it isn't clear what exactly put the Uglies on hold, the delays were likely due to challenges within the development process. Personnel changes can also be a big factor in delaying movies like Uglies, and this can include behind-the-scene figures like directors, writers, and producers. Of course, casting decisions are also important, and the passage of so much time will mean different actors will come and go due to the characters' ages. For instance, Joey King wouldn't even have been 10 years old in 2006, so if the movie had been made then, she wouldn't have even been in the conversation to lead the cast. Hopefully, the delays will ultimately lead to a better end product rather than a worse one. Why Uglies delays are a risk for the movie. The YA dystopia boom of the mid-2000s is long gone. All four of Westerfeld's Uglies books were published between 2005 and 2007. This period was rampant with YA dystopian stories of all varieties, which contributed to the success of the original novels. Since then, the genre's popularity has experienced a steep decline. This isn't surprising due to the gulf in time between the release dates of the book and the movie. Trends change very often, and Westerfeld's work isn't immune to that. Hopefully, the delays don't turn out to be a notable hindrance.